In unserer Serie Blindlife WorldWide hattet ihr im letzten Jahr bereits die Gelegenheit, etwas über das Alltagsleben blinder Menschen, zum Beispiel aus Singapur, aus China, Griechenland oder Malaysia zu erfahren. In diesem Jahr setzen wir diese Serie fort und sind heute zu Gast in Russland, und als Interviewpartner begrüße ich heute Oleg Kolpashchikov. So, I would like to introduce Oleg Kolpashchikov. He will participate within our Blindlife WorldWide interview series, and in this kind of videocast we provide you some information about the daily life of blind people all over the world. Last year we provided you some information about blind people, for example from Malaysia, from Greece or from Singapore. So, welcome Oleg.
Hello, hello.
Would you first please introduce yourself?
My name is Oleg Kolpashchikov. I'm living in Russia, in Yekaterinburg. I'm 43 years old. I'm married. I've got three very pretty kids, and I'm leading the White Cane NGO for about 5 years. And what else?
What can you see? Have you been blind since birth, or did you lost your sight later?
I lost my sight when I was 19 and a half. So the half of my life I was normal sighted, and half of my life I'm blind. Yeah. So I lost my sight during the accident. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How did your parents and your family deal with your blindness?
I don't know exactly. It's a question of them to them. Yeah. How they? You mean what did they feel? How when I got blind? Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a question to them, but to my mind, there were, in first minute, all of them were, I think, very brave. And first of all, my mother, father, and girlfriend, sister, all of them, yeah. Then we all of us continued to work, and we didn't point on the blindness. Yeah. You know that the question of the blind people are the same as normal sighted. How did you get the work? How did you get the job? Where did you find a good wife? Yeah, good family. How you will teach your children? Or the questions are the same. Yeah. Sometimes we say questions, some we say problem, somebody say difficulties. Yeah.
Did you go to a special school after you've lost sight?
No, I haven't visited any special courses, and the two great things I did that have increased the level of my own accessibility. The first was a PC computer, when I started to read books, to manage the computer. And the second thing, it's very important, when I started to move by myself with the white cane. And the third maybe when I start to care about myself and start to cook. But the most important thing were computer and white cane.
Mm-hmm. But you are able to read Braille or not?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, you're talking about a computer, so it fits perfectly to the next question. How does the supply of technical aids for the blind and visually impaired look like in your home country? Are there any let's say subsidies, any financial help to get, for example, a white cane or a screen reader or whatever, what you need?
For a white cane, you can get the ordinary white cane for free from the special societies of blind, and about the computer, you cannot get it for free. I mean the ordinary government project. For example, in our organization, we have some sponsors who are helping us to buy a white cane. We are supplying for other blinds, but it's not the government system. You understand? And you can have a cane for free. You can have special accessible player for free. What else? I don't remember exactly what the number of, but computer you can't have, and mobile phone you can't have.
I didn't only mean the subsidies from the government. How does the supply generally look like of technical aids, like braille machines, braille books, braille or speaking watches, and something like that?
Mostly the supply is going through the internet shops. Internet shops, you can buy there whatever you want. There are some shops that place their stocks in Russia, first of all in Moscow, and also we can use international nets, international internet shops.
Mm-hmm. In your home country, in Russia, is there something similar to the mobility training in Germany, in which a special trainer shows blind or visually impaired people how to use the white cane and shows them the important ways, for example, to the next supermarket or to the underground or whatever?
We by ourselves, we work on this in our organization. We have a special trainer who can teach the blinds who got the disability not a long time ago, and who want to learn how to move to the shops, how to move with white canes. But there are a lot of people who is ready to teach, but there are not too much people who want to study. For the last week, I've got only one call from one man. He's 75 years old, and he asked me to have classes to have with white cane. He wants to know the road to his clothes shop and so on. He's 75 years old, but he was one in a week, yeah.
So it's not usual for young people that they want to know how to get, for example, to school or to the next supermarket, to the next underground.
It's a pity of me that it's not usual that people with blind people in Russia are very curious how to go outside. All of them know some technical details, but I can't say nobody goes with canes. Nobody walks with canes, because it's about 10-15% of blind people who are mostly more than 50% know how to move, but only 10-15% they are really moving, going, walking every day.
On their own.
On their own, yeah, exactly.
How do sighted people in Russia threat the blind? Are they rather helpful or easygoing, or maybe are they even or do they even behave in an, let's say, unfriendly manner?
They're really friendly. It's magic. It's magic. I usually say the magic that when you're becoming blind, your environment, becomes friendly. Do you know why? The idea is when you're going on the streets, you hear and you know only that kind of person that comes to you, yeah, and that you can hear that comes to you, and usually the persons who comes to you are very friendly and they want to help you, and other people you don't see and don't hear, and the magic is that your world consists only of kind men. Yeah, you understand what I say?
Mm-hmm.
And in Russia, in our times, it becomes more and more friendly friends on the streets, friendly men on the streets. The big amount of people try to help you, try to speak with you. It's very good, yeah.
So it's changing at the moment.
It's changing at the moment, yeah, because 5-10 years ago there was quite different situation,
Mm-hmm.
and now the people start to help, start to speak with blind person, to walk and so on and so on, and they are helping and they are proposing the help and other doings, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with blind, yeah.
Do you think that the blind or visually impaired in Russia are well integrated into society, or are there situations in which you feel, let's say, restricted?
First of all, people in Russia are not so very much integrated, because I told you that only 10-15% can go by themselves, and only such a person can be named like integrated. You understand? And you know that the persons who are sitting at home, who are walking, blind persons who are sitting at home and who are walking by themselves in the streets, they're quite different. The persons who are walking by themselves, they are more kindly, more consciousness and so on, because they training, how we say, extra ability every day by walking on the street. About the restriction, your question, yeah?
Yeah, maybe there are some restrictions. This is what I would want to know.
The restriction is incorrect word. I think because you mean you mean when the normal sighted people are trying to cooperate in incorrect way, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You are to understand that if you not a lot of blind people in the world. You know, the percent of blind people is 0.1. One blind to the 1,000 of people. And if all the blinds will go outside, it's and most of them are not young, yeah, you understand, because most of blind people, they lose their sight in the not in the middle age, in the age after 50-60 years old, and it's not a lot of people. Not a lot of people can walk outside, and it's and normal-sighted people cannot meet so usual blind persons, cannot meet, and when they meet the blind person normal-sighted for the first time. It's very hard for them to communicate, because they're trying to imagine what the inside of blind person, and when they start to imagine, it goes from their head to the head of blind, and when they continue the imagination, they suddenly realize how to have no eyes. How to see them. And they're starting to be panic or frightened, and it's a very normal reaction. It's unconsciousness reaction. It's very normal. It's a good signal for blind people to know that every time you meet new man who didn't communicate with blinds, he will be frightened, and you can be in this communication. You can be how do you say, restricted. You can feel, but it's the way while the normal-sighted person is communicating not with you but with your disability, with your blindness. If you have some tools to organize the communication in the same way that we will pass through this period and he will start to communicate with you like a person, everything will be okay. And you will not feel the feel of restriction, you say, yeah? But
Yeah, maybe there are some restrictions from the government concerning the blind or visually impaired people. I don't know. This is what we
yes,
also wanted to know.
the percent of blind people who don't work, or all disabled people who can work but don't work, is about 80%. It's not the question that we have no job. Mostly people with disability are not ready for job, because do you know what is job? When you're starting to solve not your problem, problem of your client, you're forgetting for your disability, for somebody may be ill, for somebody, and you're starting to solve others' problems. And the most of disabled people cannot make this step forward to start to solve other problems. Yeah, and if you are such a person, 100% time you can be restricted. You understand what I mean? Because you're not 100% participants of the society. You can leave, you can go, you can, but you don't feel your usefulness.
And this is
you're in this moment you restrict yourself.
so. This is the biggest restriction you could ever have. You mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But in general, you know that the other people most times they speak with disabled persons, with blind persons, like with children. You know.
Yeah, this is the typical, let's say, illness of many countries, that they treat the
But
blind
the
like
blind
children.
people must feel as adult inside. What does it mean? Adult, it means that you're not tall and fat. Adult means that you are responsible for something. If you're responsible for something, normal-sized people will speak with you like an adult. It's the law.
I don't believe that this is the only reason why they speak with us like a child. I'm not sure. But anyway, there are two more questions. Are things here in Russia, like public transportation, web pages, schools, and universities, accessible?
You know the blind instead of other group of disabilities, they don't need a lot really in accessibility, and in normal way all the countries all over the world are accessible for blind, all countries, yeah. But there are special tools that really helps us. In transport, the announcement and so on and so on. I don't think that our transport is very accessible, because sometimes there is no announcement, but announcement of the stages or number of the buses, yeah, you can manage it, but it's a bit difficult. But I was 5 days ago in Paris walking in metro. Some lines don't have the announcement of the stations too. There is no speaking traffic lights there in Paris too, and transport can be more accessible for blind people in Yekaterinburg. Yeah, it can be. Also the universities. But I think it's a good idea to develop the personal accessible tools. Personal accessible tools for you to, because it's not a lot of blind in the society, and it's good when you. It's not a lot of, I told you there is one to the sound, 2,000, and it's good that you accessible, all your accessible tools is some personal things like smartphone and so on, and it's now we have a lot of software and we can develop it to make the life and especially the work of blind more accessible.
So do you?
For example, there is the second problem. I saw there are many programs to making accessibility barrier-free projects. They're making tactile panels, something on braille on the street, something special ways. For example, in different cities of Russia, I saw it, but nobody used it.
In Russia?
Nobody used it. I spoke with the friend of mine, Marco Fran, in France. He don't use this too. He don't use, and a lot of things. For example,
but he doesn't use, and you doesn't also use, but that doesn't mean that nobody uses it. I think it's difficult to say that nobody will.
As the people who use, as I heard from the people, those who says I use these things, I usually use these things, they don't walk by themselves. Those people who really walk every day on the streets, most of them, they don't use, as I spoke with them.
Okay, so give a small conclusion of what you said concerning the last question is it's better to use personal tools or ways to make something, some place accessible than to trust in the government, for example.
We can work with government, but government can develop the individual tools too. They can invest in individuals instead of the making in Yekaterinburg, where is the half of a year, the winter. For example, tactile panels on the street, they don't work in winter. And we have very good examples with iron things near the traffic lights, like iron gates, where you understand they're going up to the meter and special iron gates, and you can feel it when it's 50 centimeters of snow. You can pass through them. You can understand them by canes. I mean that a lot of things. I think 90% of things that are made for blind, tools of accessibility, barrier-free, they're really not useful, and nobody uses it. Nobody. 90%, I think.
Last question. Last short question.
I will finish. But as I know, when the blind persons meet with each other, like me and you, first of all, we're starting to change the information about individual, how it canes, how it smartphones. What is the new software in smartphones, and we're exchanging information. What is really useful and what is really important.
This is more important than to look after which place is accessible or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
One more interesting question. Our organization is made by, we call it advanced disabled person. Disabled person who can walk by themselves. In Russia it's not usual, in Europe it's usual, in Russia it's not usual. And the second criteria is that people have a good and large experience of working on the open market. We say, let's research the experience of that kind of people. No, don't ask of the blinds who are sitting at home what is useful, what is not. Please, but because the government starts the program, all the companies start the charity programs. They are starting to ask the people who sitting at home, blind people, what is useful, what is good. They can imagine 40 fairy tales, about what is. But let's speak and let's explore. Let's what the people who are really working, who are really going, what are they? What do they use?
Okay, let's get through the last question because the last sentence is also perfect for this question.
Mm-hmm.
What would you, for the future of your country, wish regarding integration or inclusion? Is there anything which should change?
Anything? What
should change in future?
What to change?
No, should.
Should change. Yeah. We are to make the researchers. How the real inclusion is useful for everybody. Where to make the research and where to make the inclusion in correct way, not to put only disabled people to the society. Say, this is disability. You are to do. You are to look at him whatever he done. He is disabled. He is ill, and you are to look. You are to speak with him because he is disabled, and we are a civilized society. No. We need to make the inclusion in correct way. So people with disability must increase their usefulness to other society, and inclusion must be developed to bring for all the goods. I don't saying about money. I think the emotion and sense of spirit and so on. There is a lot of things that the disabled people can share with the common society, and common society can take from the different kinds of disability. We are to develop the cooperation in such a way that we are to start to share with some goods, and we have to make the researchers how to make the inclusion in the best way. You understand?
But not talking about your organization, just your personal. What do you personally wish from your country regarding integration or inclusion for the future?
Me and my organization is the same.
Okay.
Me and my organization is the same. For me, I know how. If we organize the inclusion in correct way, how interesting people with disability starting to be to the common society. I see it every day. Most time the people are afraid of disabled people with disability, and our organization and your experience and the experience of such people like you all over the world, I see how the people with disability can be really interesting in different spheres for the whole society, and that the thing that must be developed.
Okay, this is the word of a man who lives his job, and if you would like to get more information about White Cane NGO, just head over to the interview I've done with him last year, and you should also head over to www.extrability.ru. So, und das Ganze nochmal auf Deutsch. Wenn ihr mehr über White Cane NGO erfahren wollt, dann schaut euch einmal das Interview an, was wir letztes Jahr gedreht haben, und besucht auch ruhig mal die Homepage unter www.extrability.ru, und mehr Interviews und Infos rund um das Thema Blindheit und auch Hilfsmittel und so weiter gibt es auf blindlife.de. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Greetings to everybody in Germany and all over the world.